What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. So I'm sure you're here because you read the title. I am going to be talking about how I lost 50 pounds, as well as my top 5 tips to lose that weight for good. And again, these tips are universal, meaning that no matter what diet you're on, you can easily follow these tips. So I started my weight loss journey back in May of 2020. I started off at 260 pounds. And in my most recent weigh-in, I weighed in at 209.8 pounds, meaning that I have lost a total of 50.2 pounds. So I basically wanted to talk to you guys about the top 5 things that have helped me lose the weight that I think can apply to basically anybody. And I don't want to waste y'all's time. We're just gonna get started. So my first tip is to measure your progress in more than just one way. What I mean by that is do not rely on the scale to tell you if you are making progress or not, just because the scale can lie a lot. Do not rely on it as your one source of progress measuring. Instead, you can opt in for progress photos, clothing, measurements, or even a smart scale if you do want to use the scale route. To be honest, I do use a scale, but like I mentioned, I do use a smart scale that I bought on Amazon. Sometimes they have a coupon, you can get them for like $20, so they're pretty cheap and they give you a lot of information. So I highly recommend. I will link it down below so you can check it out. Another great way that you can measure your progress is, shameless plug, a weight loss journal. So I made my own weight loss journal and you can find it on my Etsy, but you can actually get a little creative and make your own if you want to. You don't have to go all out and make it all fancy and cute, but it does help for you to have some visual cues. I myself am a visual learner. If I see something and it looks aesthetically pleasing, or if I know that there's something staring right at my face, like, hello, color me in, color my little hearts in, obviously, like, that's gonna motivate me a lot more than just writing down numbers on a piece of paper. Before we continue to tip number 2, make sure you like this video and hit that subscribe button so you do not miss an update on my weight loss transformation. All right, so tip numero 2, really simple: calorie deficit and tracking. I'm sure y'all have heard of the words calorie deficit. It basically means that you consume less calories than what you're actually burning in a day. I would highly recommend you to look up a TDEE calculator online. I won't recommend one over the other, but I highly recommend you go and check out multiple ones. That way you see what number it tells you for cutting or weight loss. That way you can figure out how much you want for your deficit. Honestly, I do have a nutritionist that I can link down below if you want to check her out, and she gives me the numbers, but it is based off of a deficit. As far as tracking goes, you do need 2 main things, and that is a food scale and the MyFitnessPal app. You can basically weigh your food, everything, literally weigh everything. The ketchup, the oil, everything. Make sure that you weigh it on your food scale in grams or ounces, it doesn't really matter. And always track it in your FitnessPal every single day if you really want to get those results. Number 3, and it is something that was taught to me by my nutritionist, Heroin Nutrition. I honestly do not know how I lived without this tip, you guys. So tip number 3 is refeed. What is refeed? So basically, refeed is a term that my nutritionist uses. It's basically a cheat-like meal, but it's not really a cheat meal because you're not eating in a calorie surplus, meaning that you're still staying in your calorie deficit. However, you get to treat yourself to different foods that you normally wouldn't eat on a diet. McDonald's, Whataburger, chocolate, assortment of cheeses. So basically, when I do refeed meals, I do like to order fast food / restaurants, just because those are the foods that would trigger me into having a big cheat meal. Previously, when I used to have cheat meals, I would go all out, like 5,000+ calories a day, and that is what would cause me to fall behind and fall off track, is that I was treating these cheat meals as like go all out, no holds barred ladder match basically. So again, with those refeed meals, now I get to have the food that I want, that I would consider cheat meal food, but I would still be on track and I wouldn't end up in a calorie surplus. And it actually is really fun to do your research before you eat at a restaurant, because then you can figure out what you can eat and what might be a little too rough. Looking at what I used to order in the past, yeah, no. For so long, I thought you had to finish your restaurant food at the restaurant. But it's actually like 3 times what I can eat in a day, so always do your research before a refeed meal and you'll do just fine. You'll stay right on track. You'll eat the foods that you used to feel guilty for eating and you'll still see progress easily. All right, tip number 4, and this helped out my Discord group a lot. Check out the weight loss Discord link below if you want to join a support group of very awesome people. So tip number 4 is to watch success stories / personal development stories every single day in the morning. As soon as you wake up, instead of scrolling on TikTok or going on Facebook and seeing ads for Carl's Jr., always watch some sort of like success story or weight loss progress, financial progress, whatever, as long as it's some sort of like personal development that will get you in that mindset of I'm going to do something productive towards my personal development. What you start your day off with is basically what is going to dictate how your day plays out and whether you're going to stay disciplined and motivated, or if you're going to use, oh, I saw McDonald's on my Facebook as an ad, I should probably go get some. A very easy habit that can really change your entire day, week, month, entire transformation journey. So last but not least is tip numero 5. But before we go on to tip number 5, I'm gonna remind you again, go like my video, go subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. All right, tip number 5 is you. Yes, you right there watching this video. You gotta remember that throughout this entire journey, you need to love yourself. You cannot hate yourself into a version of yourself that you will love. This journey, transformation, whatever you wanna call it, has to start with yourself. You have to start by forgiving yourself. You are not your past. Let those insecurities go. Do not project those insecurities onto other people. You need to love yourself, you need to forgive yourself, and you need to do this simply for yourself. You can't expect positive outcomes if you're consistently throwing out negative energy into the world. It is going to start with your thoughts. And I've seen tons of people that have come up to me and they say, oh, I want to lose weight because I want to love myself. I want to lose weight because I don't like the way I look. This is why so many people fall off track and start right back at square one, is because they're expecting outcomes, but they're not expecting to change their mindset and see it in a more positive light. All right, guys, if you want to be motivation buddies, make sure you subscribe to my channel and you follow me on all socials. My Instagram and my TikTok are at Kassie Muse. And I've linked the weight loss Discord chat down below. Come join the community. I really hope these tips help you out. This is what personally worked for me. I didn't lose weight super quickly. I did it naturally and in a very realistic way. And again, these tips are universal, meaning that no matter what diet you're on, you can easily follow these tips. And if you guys have any other tips, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comment box. I will try to reply to everyone as fast as I can. All right, guys, I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye.